Hello. Alright, so for some reason, my bitrate is extremely red today. I've dropped 8% of my frames so far. And that is pretty bad. That is pretty bad. It's a pretty bad ratio, and actually it's gone up to no, it's gone down. It's 7.8% of frames have been dropped. That's cool. Okay, welcome Stream Elements. Welcome Cole. Welcome Tag Barrel. 8%. Well, thankfully, this game doesn't really require much, you know, the motion. There's not that much motion going on. As long as the audio is fine, you know, it's perfectly acceptable. You know, like, thankfully it didn't happen yesterday, you know. Yesterday was playing some Dark Souls, and then if that had lag, that would be a different story. But today, just some chill picross, you know? Usual, Friday. It's Friday, everyone. Many motions. So many things moving. Okay, I think my bitrate has stabilized a bit. My drop frames were at 8%, and now they're at 6.8. 6.7. Oh, it's going down. That's pretty good. It's pretty good, as far as I would say. But yeah, it's Friday. This week is already over. I feel like I accomplished very little at work this week. But I guess maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's, you know, sometimes things come up and we're just like, I didn't expect this to come out. I didn't expect this to come out. I can't talk, guys. For some reason, I can't talk. Did not expect this to come up. And then we're like, oh, we had this thing to do. Turns out this other thing that this other team worked on is not done. And there's like this other issue going on. My stream, does that not count? I mean like at work. No, I don't stream at work. This is not my job. And it will never be my job. Because streaming as a job seems very stressful. Thankfully this is just for fun. It's just a cool little pastime, you know? We call it a pastime because people use it to pass the time. In case anyone was wondering. That's why we call it a pastime. Maybe not. I don't actually know. What's the origin of that? Is it because people use it to pass time? But it's a past time. Which is different. Don't let work define you unless it's really fun and fulfilling. I do enjoy my work though. Like, I'm not saying it defines me, I'm just saying, like, you know, reflecting on the week. Work is the most obvious thing to do, to talk about. Because there's, like, progress, you know? You got projects to work on. Otherwise, you're just out here living your life. And also, welcome Zoli. A streamer doesn't actually care for streaming, hates chat. That's not true. It's fun. It's fun times. Also, welcome Chaos Ryan. I think the fact that it's not treated as a job is actually a positive. Because I have no reason to change things. You know, some people out here making drastic changes to get, you know, people doing subathons every few months. Because they got no other source of income besides streaming, and thankfully I don't have to deal with that. But that's cool. It's fine if people do choose to do it as their job. Just I personally would not. I refuse to change. Exactly. Exactly. That's just how it is. Denies growth. Yeah, there's no way. You guys aren't getting me. None of this is happening. Okay, this one is here. We got the 5 up here. But yeah, at work. Okay, at work today. I was a little bit productive. I did some things. Accomplished. I did just enough that I feel like I have enough for the for the next day's stand-up, you know? People who are not familiar with stand-ups. This is not stand-up comedy, but it's like, you know, at the beginning of every day, you go over in a short meeting, you tell everyone what you did the previous day, what you're planning on doing, and I have just enough that I have something to say, and doesn't seem like I'm not doing anything. That's the ideal, you know? That's the best scenario. You have enough stuff to say, and you're like, oh yeah, I worked on this, I worked on this thing, and I got this thing left to do. And this is great. Great times. Not productiveness. Oh, the productiveness was like... wasn't within my control. There were things that were unforeseen that came up. Also, welcome Shuma Panic. Wolfie Wolfington isn't the creator of AI Seinfeld? No. That is the thing that's popular nowadays. It had like, I checked recently, it's got like 10k live viewers. People out here watching so much AI generated content. You know, you got the AI VTuber, now you got the AI sitcoms. What's next? Right, you guys see the AI VTuber can react to content now? She's a react streamer. What's up with that? Taking our jobs. Well, not my job, you know. As I mentioned, I'm not a streamer professionally. I guess I am. It's not my main profession. But, you know, that's how things are. The chat, yo, what if the chat was also AI? Let's see, Zoli said I wanted to work more for part-time today. Ended up feeling kind of sickly. Just took a nap at 4. Tommy heard I woke up at 21. A nap at 4 a.m. or 4 p.m. But you said 21, okay. You could have said, okay, you took a nap at 16 o'clock. Yes. It's confusing when you mix the two of them, you know? It makes me think you took a nap at 4 a.m. That's like a regular, not a regular time to sleep, but, you know, closer. It wouldn't be nap time, I guess. Also, this is wrong. I did something wrong here. This should not be here. Because this one's here. Yeah, this is wrong. See, unforeseen need to play Minesweeper at work. No helping it. No, not me. I don't do that. I only play Minesweeper in my free time. Outside of work. On stream. Sometimes off stream. Got an app on my phone playing Minesweeper. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool game. I would recommend. Bitbucket at work went down. Wait, people actually still use Bitbucket? I haven't heard that name in years. I didn't know people use. I always thought it was like either GitHub or like, you know, a lower % chance GitLab. Everyone, there's still Bitbucket. I had no idea. I didn't even know. 12.4k moment ago. Forgot to click watch Wolfie during notification due to the lulls. I tuned into part of the AI Seinfeld channel. And I think the first time I did it, I didn't understand like anything that was happening. I mean, I guess I still don't. But I saw it and I was like, this isn't funny at all. But I think that's the point. I think the point is that it's not funny. And then sometimes the audience laughs at stuff that's like objectively not funny. But then the fact that they're laughing at something that's not funny is what makes it funny. You know, there was this, when I tuned in, there was like, he was doing the stand-up bit, you know, stand-up comedy. He was telling a joke. He's like, okay, let me tell you my favorite joke. And then the audience starts laughing. And then he says, okay, this is how the joke goes. And then the audience starts laughing again. And then he tells the actual joke. And then the audience doesn't laugh. And then he says, thank you for the laughs. And I thought that was funny. It's funny because it's not funny. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Would recommend, maybe, possibly. It's like absurdist humor, I guess. See, Cole says, saw a clip of the AI VTuber reacting to the AI Seinfeld. I did not see that. I did see she reacted to Fauna from Holo EN, doing an impression of her. That was the thing that happened. I don't know. Yo, they could make a picross. What if they made an AI streamer that replaced me? What if they started, I'm just like, okay, whatever. They're playing Osu, they're playing Minecraft, they're doing React content. I don't do any of that. But what if they made one that started streaming like picross and VR fishing? Right? What if it streams the exact games that I would play? And that would be messed up. And then all my viewers would leave. They'd be like, "Oh, Wolfie's doing this only 2.5 hours a day, 6 days a week, when I could be watching a VR streamer or an AI streamer doing this 24/7 every day, every year." It could happen. It could happen one day. As unlikely as you think it is. We're already part of the way there. Anyway, did I say welcome, Chaos Ryan? Yes, I did. I did greet you. Lucky by Britney Spears stuck in your head. I don't think I know what that one is. I'm like not too familiar with popular music. The only Britney Spears song that I kind of remember is Toxic. What are some of her other notable songs? I'm sure there were like many. Oh, Hit Me Baby One More Time, that's one of them. That is the only other one that I remember. AI Seinfeld, yeah, there's it's called, what is the channel called? It's like Watch, no, hold on. It keeps showing up in my recommended. It's called Watch Me Forever. When I first tuned in, I thought they were gonna use, like, you know how there are AI that can like take the voice of an existing thing and then try to resemble the voice. I thought it was that. I thought it was like it would generate scenarios, it would put the voice into like a thing that tries to sound like Jerry Seinfeld. But no, it's just a generic like text-to-speech voice. But they have like scenarios, they're like walking around. I don't know. It's fun for like a few minutes, but I don't think I could watch it for longer than that. I'm going to feed an AI 1,000 hours of Wolfie streams. I would actually be interested in seeing, like, you know, if you fed an AI all of my streams, what kind of content they would come up with. I would be interested. I would tune in. I would be like, yo, that's funny. That's cool. What kind of anecdotes could they even talk about? They'd just be making up stuff. Okay, this is a 3. The 2's gotta be up here. I would recommend Gabriel Iglesias. Who's that? Is that a comedian? Is that a funny man? Okay, this is crossed off. Also, welcome Blood Emblem. There's an AI voice too. They can get a VTuber to say things. Yeah, I know of the AI voice. That has actually been around for a long time. I think one of the main ones is like Cloud, like what is it? 9.ai or something like that. They have voices from like TF2 and a lot of like popular series. And that's there. I've seen it used. Also, okay, this one's got to be here. Got the 2 has to be here. I got the 1 over there. Oh, this is not there. This is here. Who is this? Do you think an AI could look up the image, you know? If we said this was a giant panda. I'll mute that audio. Do you think an AI would be able to say, okay, look, this is a giant panda, and then pull up an image of a giant panda on YouTube or Google, and then they'll put it on screen in OBS. Okay, what is it called? The giant panda. Giant panda. This is just the default panda. When people think of pandas, they usually think of giant pandas. Or they're usually thinking of... Okay, here's the image. Here's all the animals from last time, in case you were wondering. This one, this is... Look at this giant panda. There it is. Let me hide the other animals. Okay, you can tell. I mean, you all know what a panda looks like. This is panda. It's got the bamboo. Yo, they even got the bamboo. Pandas usually considered bamboo eaters, you know, known for eating bamboo. Doesn't it look like this one's playing a flute or something? It's like an instrument. Right, they got this. They got the color scheme. They got these two. It's kind of like the eyes right there. They got the ears. They got the arm color. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, next one. Unmute the audio. Put that panda back on the top left. Oh god. There we go. See, set the OCR to read in the name spot. I'm sure you could do that even without telling it to. Right, I'm sure it could scan the whole image and then determine points of interest. That's how it is. That's how things are done nowadays. You don't even need to specify. Just feed it the input and it will just output many things. Also welcome Props Not Jack. Hope y'all are doing well on this Friday. Okay, the 1 is here. The 6 goes up this way. And then the 5... Okay, this one has to be here. The 6 goes here. It's gotta be that. And then we have the edge right there. Anyway, work. I was talking about work. You guys ever have, like, when you're at work, and some people are talking about stuff on Slack, and, like, you're not part of the discussion, but, like, you see that there's a thread going on. You see there's, like, you know, 20 comments on it from, like, 10 different people, and you're like, what's going on in that thread? You click it, and you find, like, a bunch of, very passive-aggressive comments. And you're like, whoa, whoa, something's going on here. That happened today. I'm just browsing, and there's the thing like, oh, what happened to this thing? It always used to be like this, and something changed. No one told me about this change. And then they're like, well, if you had paid attention in the past 3 meetings, you would have known that we suggested this thing. We offered a way to go forward, and you did not respond. And he's like, well, I meant to do this thing, and blah blah blah. It's always interesting seeing that kind of stuff. You know, drama that you're not involved with. Like, I wonder how this is going to turn out. The comments are pretty recent as well. But, you know, it's a Friday. People leave work early sometimes. Especially because we got people working in Europe. And so I think it just died. The discussion just died as people left for the weekend. Love drama I'm not involved with. Yeah, it's like car crashes. Not car crashes. Train crashes. What is the thing? It's like you can't look away. It's like an awful thing. And yet you keep looking at it. Stuff like that. That kind of stuff. It's human nature. Yeah, popcorn. Yeah, it's like a movie. Just out there paying attention. Train wreck. That's what it is. Like, how applicable is that phrase? It's like a train wreck. Has anyone even seen a train wreck in real life? Any of you guys witnessed a train wreck? I haven't. At least not in person. I'm sure I've seen videos. Not videos, like news reports. Why is there an X at the start of the row starting with a 4? Is there an X at the start of the row? Why is there not? Oh yeah, there. Okay, you're right. There doesn't have to be. True, you're right. But this one does have to be here. Yeah, because the 4 could be... No, wait, no, it has to. It does have to, right? Because if the 4 was... If this thing has to be the 4. Because you can't fit a 4 in here. So it has to be this one. That's why. I guess maybe in the olden days it happened more often. Trains do a good job of staying on the tracks. Hopefully. And I would hope that... hopefully they do. Okay, also this one has to be a 2. Because you can't put a 2 here. And then a 1 and a 3. So this has got to be the 2. And this has to be a 3. And this has to be 1. The 3 has to be here. You got the 1. Usually people die during train wrecks. Yeah. Has there been like a notable train wreck recently? Like in the news? I'm sure they happen like pretty often. We just don't hear about it because it's like in some part of the world where we're not part of. But actually, maybe not. Maybe they're actually pretty rare. Car crashes though, those happen like all the time. You can also math second column from right. 1, 2, 3. You're right. 3 is here, the 5 is there, this is a 2. It's a 1, so 6 has to go down this way. You got the 1 right there. So 3. This has to be a 3. So that's a 1. This is a 3. Let's see. There was a train wreck around Washington or Oregon a couple of years ago. When in Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Okay, maybe they're more common than I thought. Maybe I'm just not reading up on the news, you know? It's like that kind of stuff typically doesn't get reported in global news. Because it's like, it's very local. Typo. Which trains or other forms of transportation had an option of just being hired a bunch of cushions where it's uncomfortable but safe. What was the typo? You're using voice to text on Twitch? I guess that explains some of your comments. that explains why there's so many typos. You're saying, which trains or other forms of transportation had an option of just being hired a bunch of cushions? Option of being... What is the typo? Which word is the typo? Hired? What was it meant to be? I think the Garmisch... Well, I don't even know where Garmisch is. What is it? Garmisch-Partenkirchen? I'll look it up. Garmisch... Southern Germany, okay. It looks like a pretty nice place. The weather's pretty nice. Maybe. No, it's pretty cold right now. 94% humidity right now. It's raining. Oh, it's a ski resort. Those are pretty nice. Welcome, Resetter. Being put in a pod with a bunch of cushions. Yeah, but I feel like, you know, some people would be against that. They'd be like... Also, actually, wouldn't cushions be comfortable? But also... So maybe not. Maybe not. You ever have an uncomfortable cushion? Did I say welcome, Resetter? I know I like read your message in my head like 5 seconds ago, and then I immediately forgot whether I greeted you. But anyway, I have indeed greeted you at least once. The 5 is here. Okay, so it can't be here. Got this one. The 2 is here. Whoops. That's a 3. Using the iPhone, iPad voice to text. I've actually never tried that. Is it good? I guess I guess sometimes it has trouble understanding. Under or overstuffed cushions can be uncomfortable. That is true. It has to have the exact perfect amount. Oops. It's windy outside. I heard something like the wind, like blowing things over. I hear leaves in the background. Let's see, recently I find myself in positions where saying this says a lot about society is extremely fitting, but no one I know would be able to tell where I picked it up. I mean, it's a very common phrase. This says a lot about society. It's like a very common internet thing. People say this online all the time. Just because they can't tell where it's from doesn't mean that you can't say it. It's bad because they stopped collecting everyone's voice clips without commission. Or permission. Sorry, permission. Google got a ton of data, so they got good voice to text. Oh, I see, because like Apple has its own like privacy policy, and they're trying not to collect data. Whereas Google is just like, just give us all your data. We're gonna train all of our machines on it. And then it's good. Then they have good data. And Apple is privacy focused, or that's what they want you to think. Okay, so the 4 is there. This has to be a 3. Got the 1, 1, 2. This has to be a 2. And the 1 is there. This is the 4. The other 4 has to go up here. But yeah, it is impressive how good technology has gotten. You know, back in the day, have you ever tried using audio transcriptions? Like, I remember when I was a kid, they would have those teleprompter things on TV, and I think it was like a human like manually typing them in. Or typing like stenography. You guys ever see those stenographic keyboards? People just typing really fast. I think the ones on TV, the TV closed captionings were, they used those. I don't actually know why they call them closed captioning, but those were a thing. It's like the black box with the white text. It would show up. It was usually very delayed, but I think nowadays a lot of that is from AI. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe they have like an AI like writing the text, and then a human can manually go back and correct stuff. The power of voice recognition. Captions that are closed. Intense music plays. Oh yeah, like the YouTube auto captions. It's like, it's not perfect, but it's usually good enough that you more or less understand what's happening. I think it's called closed because it's closed off for those who don't want to see it or something. Because it's optional. Also, welcome Handflow. I'm gonna look it up. Why is it called closed caption? Why is it called closed captioning? Captions are either open or closed. Open captions are always in view and cannot be turned off. Whereas closed captions can be turned on and off. Okay, you're right. You are correct. For video that is displayed on television sets, special devices called decoders must be available to view closed captions. Let's see, it's like it's out of band. It's a different way of signaling. It's optional. The optional payload? That is correct. You're right. Let's see. Technology Connections made a video about those. Captions are encoded as part of the video. It's the top scan line of the video. Oh, so it is in-band messaging. It's just like it gets interpreted differently. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how they do things. You ever think about how people do things? I do. I'm thinking right now. I asked the question. Overscan? Overwatch? Is there underscan? Okay, so this, what else can I do here? We got the 3, we got the 4, and the 4 goes this way. Has to go that way. So this has to be the 4, and the 1 is there. Yeah, technology. Whoa, technology. Underwatch. What about Grover Watch? Have you ever watched Grover from Sesame Street? Grover Watch? Wait, wasn't that actually a thing? Hold on, Grover Watch? Grover, it's a t-shirt. Okay, it was a t-shirt design. It exists. Yeah, it's a Grover, but as Tracer. It was okay, it was from Posey D. That's what it was. I think he also had a t-shirt of it. Sans, yeah, Sans under Sans under Snail. That's right, he's there, but the snail is a snail. Okay, the 5 is there. The 2 is here. 5 goes this way. Scan lines. Sans lines. Okay, so that has to be there. This thing can't be here or here. Not interested in Overwatch. I played it played a few rounds of God, I can't read for some reason today. Played a few rounds of Overwatch 2 and it wasn't fun. I played Overwatch like for a week. I think I bought it one week when it was on sale and I was like, this is pretty fun, and then I just never played it ever again. I don't know, I just like lost interest so quickly. That's just how it is. Sometimes... Yo, Hamflo with the continued gift sub. Continually... Just continuing the sub. Hey, why didn't it show up? Why is Stream Elements not announcing it? Isn't it supposed to say it? It's like, oh, Hamflo's here. Ignored. Ignored by Stream Elements. Can't believe they would do that. 4th column from right. 6 can finish. 4th column from right. 6. Yes. You are correct. Okay, so this has to be a 2. It did, didn't it? Well, I mean, okay, I mean in the text, you know? Stream Elements, the bot in chat versus the overlay. I mean the text. The text that tells you. In the history. It wasn't there. You can try Doom and Doom Eternal. It is fun. I'm not that much of like an FPS player. I'm like pretty bad at them. I don't know if I would enjoy Doom. I know it's like a classic game that many people enjoy. You know, you got the original Doom, you got the remakes, you got the sequels. I've even watched people play some of them. But I don't know if it's for me. Let's see, I like playing Apex, but solo Pex doesn't hit the spot. If you want people to talk, you must somehow warm the others up. See, I feel like when I play games, I would rather not be talking to people. You know, I don't know, something about it. Just talking to strangers online just feels weird. Like via voice, you know. If they're talking, you can hear their voice. What if they say a slur, you know? I talked about this story once. I think the first time I played Fortnite on Switch, I got into a lobby. there was like a random kid on the team, and he started, as soon as we started the match, he started saying like really bad words. You're like, why is a 6-year-old saying this? He's like saying the N-word. He was like cursing at his teammate. I'm like, man, I don't want to be here. I disabled his voice. And then I just, every time I would go in a game, I would just have the audio turned off for other people. And it was fine. It was cool. It's cool when no one can say anything. Especially as a streamer, you know? If you're streaming it, you really don't want, don't want the possibility of someone saying things. You know, unless you know them. Randoms online. Can't trust them. You can just say things. They're just out here saying things. Going against TOS. Let's see. I think Overwatch 1 and Splatoon 1 came out within a week of each other. And I chose Splatoon. Yeah, I guess they're like different audiences as well. Right, Splatoon is much more casual. Overwatch is like full of older gamers that may or may not be extremely salty if you lose. Okay, the 3's there. Let's see, Overwatch was fun enough because I only played it with friends. Can't play it for long because it actually gives me a headache. Yeah, when I played it, I don't think I got a headache, but I feel like if I were to do it today, I might. I don't know, something about games nowadays. Like, if I play a first-person game that has a lot of vertical motion, I think I have a tendency to get motion sickness for some reason. And it wasn't always like this. Don't know what it is. And we're a year apart. Oh, so you just made this up. You just made up the story. 4, 2, 4, 1 column. 4, 2. Yes, you're right. So that has to be here. This 5's got to be here. The 1 has to be here. We have the 4. And then this is done. That's done. This one has to go up this way. I think the coolest part about games is genuine coordination with strangers. It doesn't happen a lot. Yeah, it is cool when it happens. I know like some streamers, when they play like, I think Northern Lion had a stream once, where he had like 3 people or 2 people that he knew and then like 1 random person. And they convinced the random person to just dance in the storm. You know, like you know, like in not first person, battle royale games. There's like a storm that goes around, and if you stay in the storm for too long, you take damage. They like convinced the guy to just dance in the storm with them. It was a very fun, legendary moment. And because they didn't know him. Yo, what is this? Owl? Gold eagle? No, it's an owl. Yo, I was just talking about Northern Lion, and they gave me the Northern White-Faced Owl. It's a sign. Also, welcome to Genie A1. Okay, let's look up this owl. Northern White-Faced Owl. Northern White-Faced Owl. Yeah, look at this owl. This owl right here. Here's what it looks like. What happened to its beak? Where's the beak? Telling me this bird has no beak? It's hidden behind the thing? Okay, so you can tell you got this. This thing sticking out. You got the color. You got the patterns right here. What is this thing for? What do you think this thing is for? What is that stick? Is that a reference to something? Is that maybe the branch that it goes on the tree? Okay, also this part. This part looks like this. It's based on this. Is talons? These are talons? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Next one. Whoops. Okay, unmute that audio. Alright. I think I skipped a bunch of comments. Let me scroll up. I'm scrolling up. See, I know why I associate the two together even though a year apart. Maybe I was about to buy Overwatch and a bunch of Splatoon 1 first anniversary art stuff distracted me. That happens sometimes. Yeah, I also thought, okay, I was also thinking of Cthulhu, or like some sort of like eldritch thing. Glad I was not the only one. Also, my bitrate is extremely red again. See, for coordination to occur in-game, it must either be strictly enforced or a planned consequence of people acting in their own self-interest. I guess that's true. I mean, everyone wants to win, right? Usually. Unless there's like a griefer. They're usually in it to win it. Okay, the one is here. 3, 6. Yeah, has to go this way. Alright. Also welcome Paladin. Yeah, it's the same animal. You got the owl, you got the other owl. There's 2 owls. And we were talking about Overwatch. You know what the Overwatch League is called? Owl. Whoa. Wait a second. I was talking about, okay. Before this owl showed up, I was talking about Northern Lion and Overwatch, and this is the Northern white-faced owl. You know, owl, Overwatch League, and Northern Lion. And he's white, and he has a face. What the heck? It's like the game is reading my mind. It's like they're watching this stream. They're creating animals based on my discussion topics. The heck? Check out this owl, yeah. Draw the rest of the owl. It would have been funny if I pulled in a picture of Northern Lion. No, you can just imagine him. I'm sure there's people here who don't even watch Northern Lion and they're like, who's this guy? Wolfie always talks about Northern Lion. Don't even know who he is. Actually, I was watching the streams today, as usual. But I saw Giga in chat. You know? VTuber named Giga. And I was like, oh, I know who that is. I've seen her recommended. And she has been subbed for 10 months. It's like, what the heck? It's cool when I see that other VTubers watch the streamers that I watch. You know, I know apparently Clavia watches Northern Lion. Apparently now Giga. Chia also watches. Fauna, notable Northern Lion fan. So Altair from Hollow Stars as well. Many people, many people are saying this. Many Northern Lion fans. I rarely watch him. Well, I watch him every day. Every weekday. Every weekday from noon to 5 p.m. Eastern. He's on there. Creating content. For everyone. For everyone to enjoy. Okay, what is something obvious to do here? Let's look at the 2s. 2, 2, 5. The 1 is here. The 5 goes up this way. Same thing for this one. This has to be here. Then... watch the rant highlights. Those are so long. There's like a clipper who makes like clips. You know, that's what they do. Clippers make clips. But there's this one clipper. Library of Laterno. Probably the most notable clipper of his content now. But he has these highlights that are like 2 hours long. And I'm like, man, that's like almost, that's like half of, that's like half a stream. It's like, I'm not watching that. That's like a lot of content. It's too much. Welcome, Nutritious. 2252 column can get a bit more. 2252. Oh, right, because this is a 2. Okay, I thought this was... Okay, yeah, 22... Wait. Yeah, that's a 2251. That's different. Yeah, that can be there. These can be here, probably. Yeah. Good call. Good call. Okay, 22... 5, 2. And then these have to overlap. Yeah. Had a droplet over the letter A in the head and thought the font looked funky and try and reference SpongeBob meme. Yeah, classic meme. Classic meme of SpongeBob hunched over with the huge eyes. And people use it as a mocking tone. Is there a formal, like, formal name for that type of typing? Is it just commonly known as a SpongeBob text? Because, you know, you got, when you're programming, there's like snake case, camel case, Pascal case, kebab case, screaming snake case. You guys aware of this? SpongeBob case. Yeah, I like screaming snake case. It's snake case, except it's all uppercase. They call it a snake case because, you know, like when snakes eat things, it's like that. Yeah, SpongeBob case. Title case. Many different types of cases. Okay, 2, 3, 3. Okay, the 1, oh, the 1, 1. The 1, 1. Got the 3. Get the other 3. 2, 3. Okay, this one goes this way. 3 is here. It could be... The 2 has to be there. And then the 3 is here. Yeah, many such cases. Quesadilla. Got the court cases. Many. There's so many of them. Okay, 1 is there. 2 is here. We got the 1 over here. And there can be nothing here because this has to be a 2. And then 2 could be here or here. Is there something else obvious? Also, welcome, Deffins. Welcome to the stream. I'm sure there'll be a case one day when, like, someone will say welcome, or, like, they'll say hi, and then I'll forget that they were already here. And I'll say welcome. And then they'll be like, in secret, they'll be like, he doesn't know, he already greeted me. Yo, the double greeting. Farming those greetings. It could happen. It could happen to you. You could be in someone's chat. They could greet you multiple times. We're trying. No, I remember though. I'll remember. I'm not like those other streamers. Sometimes they don't even know you're there, you know? I acknowledge people. That's a thing that I do. I say one thing at the beginning and then again at the end. It's like, hello streamer. I'm here. Streamer, I'm here. Please acknowledge. I'm here. Can't believe he didn't even acknowledge me. What am I even sub for? Yeah, I'll remember. I will remember all of this. Alright, this has to be a 1. 521, that's a thing. 1241. Okay, the 2 has to be here. I mean, it doesn't have to be there. Okay, the 1 is here. The 4 is there. 2 is there. Otherwise, the 2 is here. 4. Okay, that doesn't help either. What else can I do? 2 is here. Well, it could be here and here. And a crusty crab. Wasn't there something notable that happened with SpongeBob recently? No, I've just been seeing a resurgence of SpongeBob memes. Like, I've talked about the $5 foot-long SpongeBob meme. Sandwiches at an affordable price. 5th column from the left. You can continue the 5. You're right. You're so right. Okay, and then the 1 could be here. You can have 1 here. And the 1 could be here. No, wait. Wait, did they release a new game? SpongeBob... SpongeBob game? Recent one? Was there a recent one? SpongeBob game 2023. The Cosmic Shake. Released in January? How come I haven't heard anything about this? I didn't know this existed. Well, I guess that's a thing. But I've just been seeing more SpongeBob memes. And seeing how many levels this game has. Yeah, it's like picross. They tend to have a lot of levels. I also remember there was a level some time ago, like many streams ago, maybe like 3 months ago, that I never finished. I just like skipped it. We'll go back to it one day. Alright, so... what else can I do here? 1, 2... And the problem with this level is that the numbers are too small. Okay, what about this? 2 must be here. 3 has to be here. So this is there. Also, welcome Yenny Penny. These have to be here. Okay, then this is the 3. It's the other 3's right there. The 3 goes up this way. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm doing adequately. Acceptably. I feel like the past few days, I've been like really sleepy. I don't know what it is. Like yesterday and the day before, I think like around 9:30 to 10 p.m. I was like really sleepy. I was just like lying down. You know, as usual, I have Choco Jack's stream and Handflow stream playing in the background. I was just like lying down. I was like, man, I could sleep like right now, but I didn't. So I was tired though. Sleep good. Sleep is good. I would recommend sleeping at a reasonable time. It's pretty cool. I also watched so many different streams yesterday. So many people were streaming. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like compared to usual, there aren't that many people streaming at the same time. But yesterday they were like, you know, I was watching like 5 different streams. Not all at the same time, but like around the same time. Did you ever have that happen? That's what I've been saying. Yeah, I know. You mentioned this on your stream as well. I was like, what's everyone doing? And also, why is everyone playing Dark Souls 3? Like, you mentioned that as well at the end of your stream. Like, a bunch of people streaming Dark Souls 2 and 3. What's going on? Why is everyone doing this? See, even right now, there's like... I'm following... There's like 20 people streaming. Congo streaming Dark Souls Remastered. What's up with that? What's he doing? Did we ever determine why that was the case? No. I mean, I think a theory was that they opened up the multiplayer servers again, but no, that was like a long time ago. It was like 5 months ago. But I don't know. I've been having the same issue, though for me it's a lack of exercise. Sleeping, or being sleepy early. Yeah. I don't know, like I could sleep. Like 10 p.m. is like a reasonable time to sleep, right? Like for me it's a bit early. I typically sleep at around 1 a.m. But like if someone went to sleep at 10, it wouldn't be too weird. 11, I guess, would be a good time. People be craving souls. Yeah, they're looking for the next soul. The next soul to consume. Alright, what else can we do here? Okay, the 1. Yo, the 1-1. This one's done. This gotta be a 2. No, it doesn't have to be. It could still be a 1. Could have a 2 here, a 1 here. The 2 could be here. You sleep from 9 to 10? That's so... That feels so early. 9 to 10. What time do you wake up then? Because I feel like most people that sleep like at around that time typically will wake up really early. Like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. But I wake up at like 9:30. 9:30 a.m. Okay, this could... Oh, then this has to be a 4. 5:30, holy frick. That's really early. 5:30 to wake up? I would be so tired. It's also like really dark outside, you know? 5:30. Hampa goes to bed at 6 a.m. What the heck? Yeah, it's too late. You gotta sleep earlier. See, sometimes sleep from 9 to 10 feels pretty good. Yeah, it is nice when you wake up and it's like... You wake up much earlier than you need to. You're just there lying down in bed. Also, welcome Yogi King. Time doesn't matter as much since I work from home. Yeah, but you wake up so early. Got the prompt just now. Oh, that's what it is. That's weird. I don't know. You got the double alert though. Look, you got the stream elements. You got the notification twice. Stream elements this time didn't prompt until now. Also, 9 months. What the heck? That's a long time. It's been 9 months. That's a baby. That's the amount of time for a human baby. See, 5:30 means I can start the day by playing games. Feels good. Do you also wake up at 5:30, Zoe? What the heck? It's so early. How is New York but hussed inside your apartment? What do you mean? I assume it's I can't even read. I assume it's an apartment. Cause it's New York. No, there's houses. I live in a house. Everyone's gonna be out here looking up all the houses. Yeah, okay, he doesn't live in an apartment. He lives in a house. Here's this house. This could be his house. 5:30 p.m. Waking up at 5:30 p.m. Sleep rhythm is not really a rhythm. Yeah, some people just wake up at random times. I have like a very regular sleep schedule. Like I've mentioned that I always wake up before I need to. Like if I need to wake up at 9:30, I'm usually up by like 9:20 and I'm just lying in bed. Before my alarm even goes off. It's like some sort of superpower that I have. Okay, this one's gotta go up this way. These are here. See, does that mean you're super rich? Is it like Tokyo rules where if you own a house you're rich AF? No, like when people think of New York, you're mostly thinking of Manhattan. Right? There's other parts in New York like Brooklyn, Queens, whatever. Houses are uncommon in Manhattan. Usually. But in the other parts there's a lot of houses. Anyway. I mean like my zip code as you can watch a VOD, my zip code's in there. It's been revealed by Google. Also I should hydrate. It's been an hour. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hydrate right now. Okay. Yes. Yeah, New York is also huge. You got New York State and New York City. There's like a lot of places upstate. It's like there's so much empty space up there in the north and the east. Wow. Let's see, Wolfie is a streamer, he be rolling in Dash. No, if there was a reason for me to be rolling in money, it's because I'm a software engineer. Streaming is not necessary. Like I don't make that much from streaming. What's upstate? Not much. Not much state. What's upstate with you? Got him. Got them. Gotham, get it? Gotham? New York, Gotham City. 7th row. 1, 2. 7th row. 1, 2, 1, 1. Isn't this the 8th row? Is it, man? Wait, no, this is not right. What the heck? That's not right at all. Hold on, hold on. 7th row, 7th row from the bottom? Oh, yeah, that that explains a lot more. Yeah, that's good. That was a good one. Let's see. You feel like imposing on everyone since it's so late when you are already when you are ready to head out anywhere. Wait, you feel like imposing on everyone since it's so late. 5:30 makes it impossible to live a normal human life. Oh, like if you were to wake up at 5:30. Yeah, anyone up here waking up at 5:30? Also, welcome X-Job. Gotham with Chicago. It's debated the origin of the origin of Gotham. Hold on. Also, this is wrong. Wait. This, if the 2 is here. Oh, I didn't mean to cross this off. This is there. You wake up at 5:30 p.m. Okay, so the 2 is here. There's nothing here. There has to be a 2 here, so this is done. Also, welcome Bone Miser. That's a 1. Yeah, there's so many 1-1s. Look at this one. We got the 1 here. Got the 1 over there. Look at these 1-1s. Oh, also, okay, this has to be here. And this is done. You wake up around midnight? Wait, when do you sleep then? You wake up around midnight? Like napping? Yeah, 5:30 p.m. Early to rise, early to bed makes a man healthy, but socially dead. Is that from SpongeBob? I feel like I've heard that one before. Is that a SpongeBob meme? That's how you respond to everything nowadays. Is that a SpongeBob meme? Whoa, dude, is that a SpongeBob meme? Okay, 2, 1, 2. The 2 could be here. Otherwise, the 2 could be here. It could still be there. It's from Animaniacs. Oh yeah, okay. Same thing. Animaniacs, SpongeBob, basically the same thing. And they're cartoons, you know how cartoons are. They're all the same. This is how people talk about anime. It's like anime. Oh, it's the same thing. What if people did that for cartoons? Do I also want to know where he lives and also when he's not at home? No. I already know this. I'm sick for a while, but I sleep around 4 to 8 p.m. You mean you sleep at 4 to 8 while you're sick or when you're not sick? I'm gonna assume you mean since you're sick, you sleep at 4 to 8. Well, hopefully your sickness wears off soon. That's a weird way to say it. I don't think people say sickness wear off. I hope you get better soon. That's what I mean. Like sometimes in work and at work, when someone says in their chat, or sorry, in Slack, they'll say, "I'm not feeling well today. I'm gonna take the day off." Sometimes you get comments that are like, "Get well soon," or like, "Feel better soon." And I don't know if I'm like overanalyzing it. I probably am. But every time someone says that, I feel like it sounds like a command. It's like it's not. I hope you feel better soon. It's like feel better soon. Like you better do it. You better feel better soon. I'm not saying I hope you feel better. Like you have to. You're legally obligated to feel better soon. I know that's not what they mean, but the phrasing just makes it sound like that. Yeah, I feel better now. The lightning bolt guy, and his eyeballs are white. He's got the lightning behind him. Feel better now. So you can X some tiles on the second and third row from top. Second and third row from top. This one. Oh yeah, it can't be here. Can't be there. You're right. Speedy recovery. I usually say, I hope you feel better. See, in English it doesn't slide like other languages. You better get better. You better improve. Otherwise, what are you even doing? What are you even doing here? Okay, the two. You got the two here. You got the two there. Okay, so this is there. This is here. Oh, we got this one and that one. Okay, this one has to be here. Okay, I've started to drop frames again. My bitrate is turning red. Yeah, feel better so you can work. If you're not working, you know, what are you even doing with your life? Get better right now. Let's see, I like to tell sick people, I wish you good fortune in your future endeavors. Like I'm firing them. Yeah, you will be replaced. Feel better. This exciting journey ahead. Okay, so this two has to be here. Got that one. I put hope you in front of speedy recovery. It's like you're giving room for doubt they won't make it. Yeah, it's like someone gets sick and you say, I hope you make it out of this one. They'll be concerned. They'll be like, what do you mean by this? No, I just mean, you know, hypothetically, someone could die from this. But hopefully you don't. They're like, thank you. Thank you, that's the words that I needed. That's the inspiration we all need. Also, this is wrong. Something here is not correct. This has to be a 2. So maybe this is not here. Yeah, if you try, yeah, you would say, if someone gets sick, you're like, oh, if it was me, I would simply not be sick. I would simply develop an immune system that makes it difficult for me to become sick. I guess you're not on this level yet. I guess you're inferior. And they'll say, what? What did he mean by this? Yeah, you can take on the Germa. Yeah, you can, Germa. You know, Germa's no match for you. Your immune system is strong. You can destroy him. When did skill issues start being a start being a thing? I feel like I've heard that it's like recent, right? It's been a while since, or it's a bit. I can't use words today for some reason. It has been a while. No, it's been. What am I trying to say? I feel like I haven't heard that until recently. Skill issue? What's the deal? Okay, so this 2 has to be here. This 2's got to be here. And then... Okay, but this doesn't have to be. This doesn't have to be there. How does this work then? How is this even supposed to work? If this has to be a 2, then well, this could this be? Could this go down this way and then maybe this isn't there? No, it has to be there. This thing has to be here. And this thing is here. So this thing has to be here. Then you have that one. And this one. Something's wrong here. This one, like, it can't go down this way because of this. I hecked up. I messed up somewhere. Something is extremely wrong. I don't know what it is. Okay, maybe it's this. What if it's here? What if this is not here? What if this is not there? No, oh god. Okay, this one could be here. Maybe this one's here, and then this one is here, and then this one can't be there. This one's here, this one's done. If this is a 5, it's gotta go this way. Skill issue is 1 or 2 years old. It's a rephrasing of the millennial get good. Oh. Do they have a know your meme page on this? It's usually where I go to look up things. Have you guys noticed the trend of people putting the word not in front of sentences? You know, like when someone does something and they're like, oh, not them doing this thing that they did. Lamau. When did that start being a thing? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Am I just going insane? I mean, it could be both, but that's a thing I've been noticing recently. Yeah? Just me? Okay, this is totally wrong. I need to start over. We're done with this. I'm doing this over again. Yeah, people put the word not at the end of sentences. That's a very 90s thing. It's like, oh, you're looking really cool today. Not. Got him. Got them. Yeah, nice shirt. Not. Yeah, let them cook. Yeah, what was he cooking? Was he even cooking? Who let him cook? Hold up, let him cook. Classic phrase, but from nowadays. Wowie. The Zoomer slang is being more incomprehensible. That's a thing that's the thing that Northern Line has been saying. He just puts that word in every sentence. Remember when Wolfie used to put not in his sentences? But at grammatically correct locations? Not. Got him. We should bring that back. People should start doing that. It'll be like, you having fun with this game? You're like, yes. Not. And then they'll be so confused. Okay, if the 1 was here, we got the 1 there, you got the 3. The other 3 from here. The 2. The 2's gotta be here. The 3 goes this way. The other 3 goes this way. I did not have lunch yet. But I did have lunch. Early millennial slang was much more straightforward. I think it's just because, like, we grew up in that era. Right? I'm sure if you grew up as a Zoomer, you would inherently understand all the Zoomer lingo from being around Zoomers. That's usually how things are. It's how people learn languages. And being immersed in the culture. Everyone understands this. It's what it means. It's what it means to be human. Okay. Okay, so since we started over, the 2, okay, we can do this. 2, 2, 5. This one's got to go up this way. And then this one, this thing is here. What have I not done? There are many things I've not done. So many things. Okay, the 5, it's got to be here. Got the 2 here. Got the 5. Got the other 2. You got the other 2. But this one... Okay, the 5 is there. The 2 is here. This is the same thing. 2, 2, 5. Alright, so we got this one. We got that. Kemono real. They are real. That's just the Japanese word for animal. They're real. They're real and they are your friends. Possibly. Alright, what else can I do? 1, 5. This one, there's nothing here for us. Nothing can be here. 1, 2. It's like we've done this and we're just redoing it. Yeah, friend, kemono friend. It's like if you go to Japan and your friend orders a kimono, you could say, "That's my kimono friend." It's like it's similar. It's funny because it's similar to kemono, but it's like the kimono. You know, the kimono literally translates to thing that you wear. Isn't that weird? Thing that you wear. Ki is like to wear. Mono is like thing. What's the deal? What's the deal with language? 2. Where did I go from here last time? Okay, this is 1. Oh, this one, okay, it can't be here. Guaranteed not here, because we can have the 1 start from here. Be here and there. What does yukata translate to? I don't know, actually. I have no idea. Oh, wait. We can do... This one is just math. I remember it was mentioned that this is just math. Wait, no, it wasn't this one. Oh, shoot. Okay, it wasn't it. It was this one. This one's math. This one is math. 1. Wait, was this one math? Hold on, I gotta make sure. Okay, I can use this functionality. This is built in. 1, 2, 1, 1. 2, 1, 1. Another 1, 1, 1. Okay, so that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, and then you got the 2 here. Yes, this is correct. This is correct. Objectively correct. Kata is bathware. Oh. Interesting. Interesting how language works. You guys ever think about language? I do. I'm thinking about it right now. I already said something like this stream. Okay, so we have this. What else does that tell us? This thing? Okay, this thing can't be here. And then... Now this one. Okay, the 1 has to be here then. Based on this information. And then this has to be the 3. So the 6 has to go up this way. Or yeah, you're manually thinking of language. But which language? Which language are you even thinking of? English? German? Portuguese, Italian. There are so many languages. Okay, the 2 is here. Anyway, this is the part where I ask you guys, what have you guys been up to? You know, it's Friday. Anyone doing anything cool on the weekend? For today? For the rest of today? It's February. Well, it's already February. The second month of the year. Did January even happen? It went by so quickly. Time is passing. Time is of the essence. Which essence? I don't even know. What did they mean by this? Time is of the essence? One, 2. Okay, the 4. The 4 has to be here. The 1 has to be there. So this is a 2. So it can't be here. The 2's got to be here. This one is done. This is the 3, so it can't be here. Then... Then could this be a 2? This could be a 2. You could have a 2 up there. You could have the 2 down here. There's a 1 over here. You guys see that the Twitter's API access thing costing money? And people getting banned for using Marshmallow? You know that Q&A website that a lot of Japanese VTubers use? People have been getting banned for some reason. Recently started playing a decidedly non-Wolfie core game. Road Warden? What was that? Road Warden. Illustrated text-based RPG. That sounds pretty based on text. Oh, that is a lot of text. That's too much text. I would not play this game. It's not the game for me. But hopefully it's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Seems ill-advised on Twitter's part. People are very confused. Like, it's not clear if it includes their single sign-on or like their general API usage. Because I saw a tweet from people that are like, make sure you unlink your games from Twitter. Have a separate login. And that's also a good idea, but I don't know if that's like login with Twitter is affected by this. Because I know some sites, they'll have login with Twitter and then they'll use the API to like fetch information about the user. But like, is that going to be part of it? It's also really expensive. If you look at the prices, it's like you can make 500 requests in a month for $200. How is that like that feels like nothing, you know? Like Grand Blue. Think of all the Grand Blue players. Where are they gonna go? A lot of things shutting down. Yeah, all the Twitter bots that people enjoyed are closing down. I have a Twitter bot that's still running. The Aikatsu Markov chain bot that has lost steam recently. But that's going to be shut down. If I was still running the other Twitter bots, those would be shut down. Grand Blue Raid Finder would be shut down if it wasn't already. Worst part of they're giving a 1 week's notice. Yeah, that's a thing. Oh man. Twitter's dying. How could they do this? It used to be so pleasant to... Well, actually, no. It was never pleasant to write an API. It was never pleasant to use their API. But you could do it. You could if you wanted to. But not anymore. Without paying large amounts of money. I think Elon is desperate for money, but I can't see how this is a good move long term. It's like, it's hard to think that many people would be willing to pay that amount of money. But I think that also saves them a lot of money because they were probably spending a lot hosting. You know, people could just make random API requests. I don't know. They're gonna have a very closed ecosystem. Rip Gex quote bot. Yeah, think of all the bots. Think of all the bots. Yeah, every Shrek frame, every SpongeBob frame. Out of Touch Thursdays. I guess they could manually tweet it. We Shop Wednesdays. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the weekend. Actually, those are probably scheduled tweets. Those don't tweet that often. I could assume they're using TweetDeck to do it. If I could be any kemono, which animal? You mean kemono? Actually, it's kemono. Kimono is the thing that you wear. But actually, I don't know. What would I be? That's like asking what your persona would be. I have no idea. There's like a quiz for it. There are many quizzes online that are like, what animal would you be? Remember when people used to say spirit animal? They'd be like, yo, this thing is my spirit animal. Is that still a thing? I don't know. I suppose since it wasn't making money anyway, this is a good move in the short term. I think also part of the issue was like, you know, people that obtain tweets through the API, they weren't seeing ads, right? Because when Twitter was first a thing and they had their API, ads weren't really much of a thing. And then they started adding it, but that wasn't intentional. They started adding ads, and you know, clients that were using the API, they would not have ads. And so now they're like, okay, well, you pay us money. Otherwise, you have to use our website. We'll show you ads. Sorry, I feel like I've not been making progress. We're 14 minutes into this. I feel like I'm farther behind than I was last time. Okay, this one, the 3 has to be here. This one has to be here. So these can't be here. You got this one here. This one has to be here. You got the ones here. This one is here. The 3 is there. You got the 2. What else can you... Okay, this 3. The 3 is here. Can't be here. This thing can't be there. And then given this, you have the 2. You have the other 2. You have the 3. This 3 has to be here. The 2 there. You have the 2 there. It doesn't help. But this is a 5. The 5's got to be here. The 1 could be here. The 2 is here. The 5 can go up this way. This one can't be here. Let's see. All the actual spam bots are just going to do web scraping automation anyways. Yeah, actually, I have the website that scrapes every Nijisanji EN member's tweets. That one is using their unofficial API. You don't have to scrape their API. They have an internal GraphQL endpoint. All you have to do is reverse engineer it. It's pretty simple. But my website will not die unless I get rid of that. There's easy ways to go around it. But it's like technically against their terms of service. But how will they know? It doesn't require authentication. I mean, I guess they could ban your IP, but I'm running it off GitHub Action. What are they gonna do? Ban GitHub Actions? Probably. They could probably do that. Let's see. Let me scroll up. Yurga King says, my coworker is an actual furry, and I really don't like how open they are about sharing their persona. I don't know. Like, what do you mean by how open? Do they have like fan art like on their table? On their desk at work? Do they have their furry as their avatar on Slack? How open are we talking here? Genie A1 says, I'm still trying to figure out how to get them to stop turning my 100 kilobyte PNGs into 900 kilobyte JPEGs. I go on a PNG optimizer. I'll just search Google for PNG optimizer. It'll actually turn my 100 kilobyte PNG into like 50 kilobytes. And then it gets uploaded to Twitter. And it's good. I don't know. I think there's like some sort of file limit where they won't convert it to JPEG. Something like that. They probably don't even want to use it. Which one? The API? Bots never cared about an official API. Arguable. I'm sure it'll stop like a lot of like actual fraudulent usage of the site. But there's so much useful stuff out there using the API. Let's see, maybe see it in the Wolfie sites. wolfie.github.io/EGEN pinned, whatever. I don't know if anyone even uses that site anymore. I mean, like, I used to use it a lot when I used to watch a lot of Nijisanji streams. Not as much recently. And also, it was broken for a long time. You guys remember, Yugo from NijiEN? Who graduated, or, like, was terminated or whatever? The site broke after the graduation because I was trying to scrape the user and it didn't exist. And it was broken for like, what, like 3 weeks? No one noticed, no one pointed it out. And so I'm like, I guess no one uses this website. Myself included, because I would have noticed. Anyway, it's still there. It'll probably still work. It does let you post. I'm trying to make an upload bot. Let's see, they showed me unprompted and they have semi-lewd fan art as a profile picture. I guess since it's an original character, it's just art. You could have fan art of an original character. It's usually how it is. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had like a furry coworker. Or at least someone who would have a furry avatar on their Slack or whatever. So I don't know how to comment on your problem that you're having. Who knows? No, I think just like their avatar. They're probably just their Slack avatar or like GitHub avatar or something. Let's see, imagine logging into Slack for the first time and you see all furry and anime girl profile pictures. I did have some coworkers who would use avatars, use anime as their avatars. It was never like, I don't know. It was usually just something like a casual anime that you would, it wouldn't be too weird to see. It's never been like, you know, anime waifu as their avatar. Slack profile picture. See, if you don't have one, maybe you are them. Yeah, maybe I. What if you were? It could be you. You could be the furry coworker. It'd be a humanoid wolf. Wolfie is the furry coworker. No. I've talked about how, like, there's one person at my company when I first joined, and you know, like, you get all the GitHub notifications of people opening pull requests and stuff like that. I learned that one guy at my company has the official male pregnancy emoji as his one of his avatars. And I was like, that's wild. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting decision to use that as your emote. As your avatar, I mean. See, I've been thinking of using an anime avatar. I saw a guy who has Gintama Gin in a Rocket Chat. People use Rocket Chat? That's like a thing I've heard of. I didn't know people actually used it. See, it feels weird and I don't want to share info about my online self at work. Yeah, my avatar is just like a generic pixelated guy. Just a guy who's pixelated. Kemono friends 2 days in 1 week. True. True. Also welcome NanoDan. Wait, everyone's name is green. You seen all these green names? We're doing this again. Yeah, Nanodan, Zully, Yogi King, Genie, Human Panic, Slime Molder. Is Hamflow the only non-green name? Oh, okay, Duck is here. Cole is here. Okay, Cole's here. Look at all that. Look at all the greens. See, currently my profile picture is a picture of a nettle. Look at me. I think you mentioned this before. I remember this conversation. I may have also been playing Kemono Friends picross when this was mentioned. Yeah, Cole was purple. Have to be green for mod reasons. Does the channel that you're a mod for force you to use green as your color? This is 1984. They're like, you have to be green, otherwise you cannot be a mod here. And then you're like, fine, I guess I'll do it. Okay, the 5 is there. Oh, she hates how all the mods are the same color. Well, you could have chose something else, right? You had many options. You could be red. You could be orange. You could be blue. There's many possibilities. Okay, if the 2 is here, well, the 2 could be here or here. Yeah, orange, you glad. Orange, you glad. Green. Okay, what else can I do? I've been stuck on this puzzle for like 50 minutes now. I got the 2 there, and this is a 1. I got the 1 there. Okay, this is a 5. It's a 2. There's a 3. Okay, this has to be a 3. And this one has to be a 3. The 3 could go up here, so it can't be here. Okay, could it be here? Could it be here? No, it could. The 2 could be here. What if a chat trolled the streamer by all picking the exact same color? I feel like it would be hard to coordinate that. You know? I don't know. Maybe if there's a small number of people in chat. Oh, wait, okay, this 2 has to be here. How did I miss this? This is here. Okay, so that's there. This is here. We got this one. And then... Okay, that didn't help as much as I would have hoped. No, it does help. This 2... Okay, this is a 1. This one has to be here. And so this has to be a 2. Wait, does it? Could this still be a 1? If you had the 1 here. Yeah, if this was the 1... 2... 2... No, so this has to be a 2. And then this has to be a 1. Okay, so this has to be a 2. This is a 1 guaranteed. This one is also a 1. Get delightfully devilish, Seymour. Okay, so that's a. This is a 3. It could go down this way. This one has to be a 2. Well, the 2 could go here or here. Does this have to be a 2? If you have 4... No, this could still be a 1. Starting to drop frames again. Is frame drop time, is numbers time, and dropping frames time. Right, what's something obvious? We got the 5. This is a 5. 2. Okay, the 2 can't be here. So this 2, okay, wow, look at that. Okay, so this one, the 2's got to be here. The 2 has to be here. This is a 1. Okay, this part is done. It's done. So 2, we got the 1 right here. The 5 goes up this way. This is crossed off, and the 5's got to go here. Oh shoot, he's doing it. So it can't be here. Because you could have a 1 here and then a 2 here. Otherwise... And then what? And then what? And then... Something. And then something. Then some sort of thing. What else could I do? I don't know. Man, why couldn't they make these puzzles easy? You know, this is the 126th puzzle in the game. And it could have been like, yo, you've done 125 puzzles. It's a nice round number. Here's an easy one. Okay, what about... Okay, 2 is here. You got the 1s there. 2. You got the other 2 here. The 3 is here. No. Nope. Okay, this is a 2. It's gotta be a 2. The 3. What else? What else could I even do? What can even be done here? Okay, this has to be a 2. If we had the 1 there, this would be a 2. This would be a 1. Otherwise, you could have the 1 here. The 2 would be here. It's there. And then that's a 2. Yeah, I might have to start using contradiction logics. Also, welcome Ricker. We can cross out the square at the bottom on the 3-2 column. The bottom on the 3-2 column. Oh, right, yeah, because, okay. True, so true, because this is a 2. Yeah, the 2 can't fit in there. Good call, and also welcome. Okay, so we got that. That's done. And then how does that help us again? 2, the 5. 5 is here. The 1. Oh, so this has to be a 2. So it can't be here. And then this has to be a 3. And this must be a 2, so this can't be here. Yeah, stream delay. But that one. So this one has to be a 2, and this one has to be a 2 as well. And then... Okay, so you can't have something here, because that would make it a 3. So this has to be a 1. This has got to be a 2. So there's nothing here. This is done. You got the 3 there. You got 1 there. So this is done. Yo, your tip helped the most of any tip. Look at that advice. And then... Okay, this is done. This entire row is done. Got the 5 over here. 2. Okay, the 5 goes up this way. You got the 1. It's raining outside. Is it raining outside? I'm gonna check. NYC weather. It's not raining. It's only partly cloudy. Rain ducks. Yeah, it's not raining. It's not even raining. Okay, so... 2 is here. It's, you know, this 2 is probably here. But I will not assume that. I will simply do something else. Okay, this is got the 2. Okay, the 2 is there. 2's here. This 2 has to be here. Okay, so this 3, this is done. The 2 is here. The other 2 is there. It can't be here. 3. It is indeed raining somewhere. It is always raining. You can count on you can count on this. There's rain somewhere. Okay, so the 2 can't be here. So also the 2 can only be here because there's not enough spaces here. That can't be here. It can't be here. This has to be a 2, so it's got to go this way. Got the 1, you got the 2, the other one. 2 can't be there. 2 can't be here either. Okay, part of the 3 and the 2, 2, 2, 3. Oh wait, this, yeah, this is done. That can be there. This one, 2 can be there. It has to go this way. True, so true. And then the 3 is here. Get the 2 over there. 2 over here. The 2 goes this way. This is done. You got the 5 over there. So 1. And then this is done. So the 2 has to be here. Got the 2. That's done. This is done. This one's done. This one is here. You got this one. Oh, shoot. Yo, let's go. Whoa, holy frick. Wait, that's her. That's her. Can you believe it? It's her? It's her. It's the kemono friend. Oh my god, it's the kemono friend. This is what you've all been waiting for. Serval. It's her. She's the main character. Oh, okay, she's not the main character. She's like she is the main character. Okay, Serval. Let's look up Serval. That's her. Okay, copy this image address. This one. Yo, look at it. It's there it is. All right, looking at the design, you can tell you got the ears, you know? You got this this shape on the head. This M looking shape. It's not exactly an M looking shape over here. You got the pattern right here. You got the tail. It's got the stripes on it. It's white, you know, this part is white. That's cool. Very cool. Serval and animal? Yes. Okay, so there's Serval. Let me move this image. Whoop. Wow, it's been almost 2 hours and I've only solved 3 puzzles. Oh man, okay. Can I have her autograph? Does she even know how to autograph something? Probably just like a paw print. I think it's handprint. Okay, so I guess like Kaban is the main character, but she's like the main, like, you know, the main friend. The main kemono friend. Okay, 2, 5, 1, 2. Otherwise, the 2 is here. You got the 1 here. You got the 5 going this way. You got the 2. You got the 2 there. The 5. Yo, it's the kemono friend. It's her. That's her. When people think of kemono friends, that's what they think of. Serval. Very cool. Okay, this is not necessarily there. You get the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's there. You get the 2. This one is here. And then what about this one? 1, 4. 1, 4. 4. That doesn't overlap. Um, 3. Slack notification. What the heck? I don't know what this is. Whatever. It's Friday. It's Friday at 7 p.m. That's the issue when you got people working West Coast, you know? Get notified of something. It's not even relevant. Alright. Get the 2. What about this one? 2, 2, 2. You've heard of the 1, 1, 1, but here's the 2, 2. 2, 2, 2. 4. Okay, this has to go this way. Got the 3 over here. This has to be a 1. This has to be a 4. Otherwise, you get this 2, you get the other 2. And then this has to be a 2. You get the 3 right there. 2. This one has to be a 2. This one's got to be a 1. So the 4 has to go down this way. And then this could either be the 3 or the 1. But we simply don't know because the 1 could be here. But it can't be here. It can't possibly be there. And then this has to be a 1. So the 2 can't be here. So then this can't be there. The 4's got to go up this way. It can't be here. What else? 1, 3. Okay, let's look at this row. 1, 3. 2, 2, 1. Otherwise, 1... Okay, so this one has to be this. Right, because you can't put a 2 in here. So this, the left part is done. And then if this is a 3, it can't be here. It can't be there. Same thing for this. This is a 3, so it can't be there. Or here. And then something. And then numbers. That's right, is numbering time. Okay, so this thing can't be here because this is either a 1 or a 2. It can't possibly go this way. So that's done. And then does this have to be the 5? Hold on, this is a 5. You could still have the 1, 2 down here. So it's not necessary. What else? 3, 3, 3. 1, 1. Otherwise, 1, 1. 3, 3. That doesn't even overlap. Also, I should hydrate. It's now 7 p.m. It's been 2 hours. It's hydration time. Alright. You guys also make sure to hydrate. You gotta do it. You have to do it. You're legally obligated to hydrate at some point. You can fill in some 2s in the rightmost column. 2, 2. You're right. It could be here. It could be here. And there. Yeah, because we marked off this one. So therefore, these ones are opened up. So you got the 2 there, you got the 1, you got the 1. I refilled my water bottle. Let's go. Poggers. Alright. You guys usually drink bottled water? I know Hamfo has mentioned that he usually drinks water from a water bottle. A plastic water bottle. I have a mug. I have a mug with a lid. Listen to this. You guys hearing that? It's a ceramic lid. That tap water. Filtered tap water. I boil my water as I mentioned. Tap water where I live is very clean. Okay, noted. Noted. Probs Not Jack lives somewhere where the tap water is very clean. Do I know? Have you mentioned where you live? I actually don't know. Probably not. No. It's nothing in my notes. I don't have a location in my notes. Okay, so this is Oregon, right? Okay, I'm gonna put that in my notes. Yeah, dox yourself now. Okay, I'm typing this out right now. Probnaja, Oregon. No, I'm like actually typing it. Okay, streaming. I'm putting this in my notes. Probs Not Jack. Mentioned Oregon. Okay, I'm gonna remember this. Oregon. Oregano. Sometimes I tap and filter the water and boil. That's how you do it. Even if I have filter, I will boil the water. You never know. There could be stuff in the water. And I enjoy warm water anyway. Oregon Trail. Okay. You got the 3. Oh, this could be the 3. Okay, the 4 can't be here. Can't be there. It could be here, though. It could be there. With this being a 2, it can't be here. So this has got to be the 2. That's the other 2 right there. Got the 1. This one is all done. Okay, so this has to be the 5. The 1 and the 2 is there. You got the 1. See, honestly, I filter to get the lime out. Keeps the kettle clean. I guess that's valid. Apparently water filter, what is it? The electric kettles, they have a thing for filtering the lime. That's a thing. That's a thing that happens. Okay, so this is a 1. 2's there, get the 1. Okay, this one has to be there. Scale buildup. Isn't it weird how lime is like it's like a fruit, but also like limestone is a thing? Which one do you think came first, limestones or limes? Yeah, what if they named limestone after lime? They have one, but it filters out after you pour. Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was like at the bottom. Inside is all limed. Yeah, it's all limed up. Put the lime in the coconut. Okay, the 3 can't be here. So the 3 must be here. You got the 1 over here. This one is done. The 4 goes down this way. That's the 2. This is the 1. You got the 2 and the 1 right there. You got the other numbers. You got this one. I'm just gonna start talking like this for no reason. Okay, the 2. 2 is here. 3 could be here. Limestone existed before the fruit. Lime evolved into existence. That would make the most sense. Because, like, stone has been there for a long time. You think there's, like, new stone? Is that even a thing? Like, you think all the stone that's existed in the world right now has been there since the beginning? I guess, like, sometimes stone, like, you know, when the tectonic plates rub against each other and, like, you know, creates a new, like, mountain and stuff like that. You think new stones are created from that? Like, the stone, like, the, you know, solidifies, you know, the, whatever. How are stones even made? It's like cement is the thing. You think stones are made in the same way that cement is? Who invented this? New alloys? New stone type? Salts, yeah, salts. Coal. Is coal a type of... coal is a renewable resource? No, it's not. Are rocks renewable? Anyone out here concerned about the preservation of rocks? There's 3 rock types. Igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. Wait, I remember that. This was from school. We had a earth science class in 7th grade. And I forgot all of it. But I remember there are tectonic plates. Those are things. And then there are stones. Wow, stones. There needs to be a Rock Friends anime with different eyes for the rocks that are in danger. Kemono Friends. Yo, Bochi the Rock. Imagine like a... What is the name for like the rock scientists? Geologists? Or is that something else? Imagine there was a geologist. They're like, yo, Bochi the Rock, I love rocks. I study rocks as my career. And then they watch it and they're like, this is not what I expected. I was expecting Bochi to be a rock. False advertisement. I combined the words false advertising and false advertisement. Also, welcome Sleepy Pig Wee. Bonjour. This weekend was busy. Or this week was busy. Now it's the weekend. Okay, 251 row. 251 row. 251 row. Yes, the 2... Yeah, you're right. Wait, okay. The 5 has to be here. The 3, you got the 2, you got the 1. Actually, okay, this 7 also has to be here. And this is done. The 2's got to be down here. You got the 1. And this 2 has to be here. You got the 1, you got the 2 right there. Does this 2 have to be here? 2 could be here. No, it can't, because this... Okay, this has to be a 1. This one also has to be a 1. Well, this could be a 2. Oh, but this is done. This is all done. And this one has to be a 1 as well. So then... Okay, the 2 can't fit in here. So the 2 has to be one of these. Have to watch Bill Nye the Science Guy. Yeah. Oh, that Bill. That Bill Nye. People just out here saying Bill, Bill, Bill. Okay, the 2 is there. The 1's gotta be here. This is done. This is a 3 for sure. You got the 1 there. There's a 1 over here. This is done. This is done. So now this is a 3. It's got to be here. And then this is, you got the, this one's here. You got the 2 right there. This is 2. It's done. So this has to be the 2. That is a 1. This is a 1 right there. There's a cat under the eye. It's Serval. The most well-known kemono friend. Serval cat. Okay, the 1 is there. The other 1 is there. That's done. That's done. This has to be here. Okay, the 2. 2's got to be there. But not the most well. What do you think is the most well-known cat? It's like the meme where people don't know cat breeds. It's like people ask, what kind of dog is this? It's like it's a German Shepherd. It's a Border Collie mix, whatever. So what kind of cat is this? It's orange. The cat. The cat in the hat. Hold on, so this has to be a 2. This gotta be a 2. This can't be here. The 2's gotta be here. You got the... I have the 1 there. Also, isn't it true that, like, okay, I remember reading a thing that said, like, most orange cats are male or something? Or female? Orange cat's male? Male cats inherit the Y chromosome. Yeah, most orange cats are male. Calicos are almost always female. Yeah, male. I knew what I remembered. Okay, so then you got the 2 here. The 1 could be here or here. Well, the 2 can't be here, so the 1's got to be here. All calico are female? No, it said most of them. It said most. Not all of them. I'm reading. Reading the goggle result. Yeah, remember the alleles? From science? Alleles? Okay, 1, 2. Okay, the 2's got to be here. The 1 is here. You got this one, you got that one. The 2 is here. That's done. That's the 2. There's a 2 right there. That 1 has to be here. The 2's got to be there. You got the 2, and you got the 1. Are there types of bad cats? I don't think cats are inherently bad, right? Oh, it's a tiger. It's Tiger Woods. Let's look up tiger. Just generic tiger. Tiger. Okay, here's a tiger. Here's an image of a tiger. Whoa, okay, actually. Okay, so in OBS, I have the same browser sources. I originally named them after like the original animals that showed up. This tiger is going to be in a browser source called Tiger. Interesting how that looped around. Actually, let me take a screenshot of this. What a coincidence. It looped around and now the tiger is actually in the correctly named thing. Well, anyway, here's a here's a tiger. In case you didn't know what a tiger looked like, here's a tiger. It's got the stripes. It's a different shade of tiger. Okay, next puzzle. Okay, let me show you that screenshot I took. Up the image. Screenshot. This one. Here's my browser sources for these animals. One called Kangaroo. That was where Kangaroo was. I have Browser 2. Bintorng. This was the whatever animal that was that had a similar name. And then we had Tiger. Tiger is now actually Tiger. And we had Browser and we had SDFSD. Okay, so Tiger used to be Snake. Browser is whatever this cat is. Is that a sand cat? I don't know. SDFSD is this deer. Yeah, Bintong. That's it. That's how I organize my OBS. Pro tips from a professional streamer. This is how I organize. I'm just gonna leave it there. Let's see. Yeah, tiger, regular tigers. I distinctly remember the tiger stripe thigh socks. Yeah, of that animal. Birds. Browser 2. Yeah, I have browser 1. What's in browser 1? No, I already showed that. That's this cat. What's in the bintorg file? This is, right now, it's this. This one. I already forgot the name of the bin. What is the bintorg? Bintorg. That's what it is. This one. Bintorg. That's what it's supposed to be. Okay, 3. You got the 3 here. Got the 7. This one has to go up this way. You got the 1, you got the 2, you got the other 2. You didn't see the OBS kemono friend? Which one? The OBS one? 7, 3. This can't be. Okay, what about this one? 3, 1, 6. The 1 goes up this way. The 3 could be there. That does not overlap. The 2 is here. You got the 1 here and here. Could this be 2, 3, 1, 2? No, it can't. So this has to be the 3. The 2 has to be here. So this is a 3. The 1 is over here. The 6 has to go down this way. The 1 there, you got the 2 there. Bottom row 2, 1, 4, 5. Okay, the 5 goes this way. You got the 4 here. Okay, it's there. You got these 1s. The 1s are there. There's got to be a 2. Sorry, this is a 2. The 5 is there. Okay, 2, 1, 8. 2, 1, 8. It's there. This is a 1. The 1 there, you get the 2 here. That doesn't overlap. 1, 5, 2, 1. 1. Okay, so this thing has to be the 2. So this can't be there. The 5 could be here. The 1 there. You got the 5 this way. You got the 1 there. 3 is here. 1 is there. How does a Sphinx cat keep themselves warm? Was this a Sphinx cat? No, okay, a Sphinx cat. Is that the one that has like no hair? Is that the hairless cat? Is that the one that's known as the Egyptian cat? Yeah, that one. I don't know. How does nature work? We do live in the desert. Yeah, but like, they've been domesticated. People have them, like, not in the desert, right? Unless that's something else. Hold on. Am I mixing up Sphinx cat? No, these are... Yeah, people have these cats. Wait, the Sphinx cat is also known as the Canadian Sphinx? Origin Toronto? Wait a second. I'm not in... What the heck? It's Canadian... Let's see, the 311 column could have the 3 go down. 311 column. 3... Could have the 3 go down, 3rd tile from the left. This one, it could be... 3, 1, 1 column could have the 3 go down on the 3rd tile from the left. What? You're saying it could be here? No, yeah, cross that off because of this. See, apparently Sphinx cats were created through selective breeding. Yeah, apparently they're from Canada. I didn't know that. I thought they were like an Egyptian cat. But no, they're from Toronto. Okay, so this has to be a 1. Simply because there has to be a 1 here. Then... okay, the 3 has to be up here then. This one could be a 3, but it could also be a 1. So the 1 has to be here. You got the 3 up there. You have to be here. You got this 3. This one's got to be a 3. It goes this way. You got the 2. You got the 3. That's a 3. This thing can't be here. You got the 1 over here. So now this is a 5. Wait, no, this is a 4. That's a 4. Do you think about the mythology kind of Sphinx cat? And those are different. Different type of cat. Okay, the 3 is there. Could this be 8? This could be the 8. Okay, so the 2 has to be here and here. And so this can't be here. So the 4 has to go this way. The 2 has to go up this way. You got this 2. And then... it could be here. Oh wait, then this has to be... it has to go this way. And so this is the 1. Yeah, welcome Econ. Yeah, we got the real animals on the left side. You got the panda, you got the owl. You got the serval. You guys know serval? That's the famous kemono friend, serval. And so we got a tiger. Which cat would be the closest related to Egypt cats? I don't know. Also, welcome Cozy Sue. What was Wolfie's favorite kemono friend girl? I don't actually know. I don't know if I have a favorite one. I mean, many of them are good. I remember there were some recent ones in recent streams that I thought the design looked cool. But I already forgot what they were. I don't know. I'm sure if I looked at the VODs, I'd be like, yo, this one was good. This one was nice. Is there a mink friend? Who knows? Check the Kemono Friends wiki. They have all of them. Think we have a different one. No, there's like 5 penguin ones. 5 penguin Kemono Friends. They have otters. True, they have otters. They have a lot of different types of cats. So many. Too many. Well, no, there can never be too many. Okay, so this thing can't be here. The 1 has to be here. The 2 is here. So there's nothing here. This has got to be a 3. Wolfie has got an otter. Probably. It was probably like so long ago. I've forgotten. There's just so many. I'm already on puzzle like 128. There have been like at least 115 animals. Yeah, otter D's. Otter does. Alright, what else can I do? You got the 3, you got the 2. Hold on. Oh, 1, 1 right there. Oh, this is just math. 1, 1, 2. You otter know. Yeah, you otter know. Okay, this is a 1, so it can't be here. Actually, this one is also solved. So this is a 3. It's got to go up this way. So this can't be here. And this is a 1. Forgot about your homework? Yeah, but it's Friday. No, what do you mean? What do you mean? You have something that's due today? An assignment due on Friday? Okay, so the 2's gotta be here. This is a 1, so it can't be there. Got the 1's over here. Actually, this one is done. This one is completely done. The 2 is there. Wait, does the 2 have to be there? Yes, because it can't be here. So that's a 1. This is done. We got, this is a 1. Oh, this could, I don't know, this could be a 2. Oof. Is it due, like, at midnight? Because, like, a lot of places now, they have, like, the online assignments, you know? Well, people aren't out there turning their assignments in person anymore. You just have to, like, send an email. Okay, 3's here. You could have the 1, the 3. So this one has to be here. Can't be there. So the 3 has to be up here. The 3 has to be here. Got the 1 here. The 2 is here. This one is done. And this one, this has to be a 1. The 2 is here. Got the other 2. And then, okay, one of the 2's has to be in here. Does that help? Don't know if it does. Okay, but this is a 3. And it can't be here. And then this 2's got to be here, so this has got to be the 2. And this one has got to be here. Okay, we got this one. And... okay, this is a 2, so it can't be here. The 2 is here. This one... what else? We got the 2's there. Does this 2 have to be here? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The 2 could still be here. And the 1 is here. Oops, wait, what did I do? I unintentionally pressed A on something? Okay, so you got this one. 1, 1, 3. It's a 3. This is a 3. Okay, the 2 can't be here, so the 1 has got to be here. The 3 is here. You got this one. What else could I do? Okay, this has to be the 2. The 1 is there. The 2 has got to be here. Got the other 2. You got the 1. This is done. You got the 1 over there. You got the 2. And yo, let's go. Grizzly bear. Yo, the bear. The bear's real. This bear looks so upset. Okay, mute that audio. Let's look up grizzly bear. Grizzly bear. Yo, this bear's standing up. What the heck? This bear looks so menacing. Okay, this is a good photo. You got a bear with a fish. Look at this one. Look at this one. Good photo. Alright, one final puzzle for today. Let's do some clip picross. Actually, wait, this bear is like a different color. I mean, look at how brown this bear is. But this one is like gray. Grayish brown. What's up with that? Standing on the catch and release leg? Exactly. It's real. Okay, unmute that audio soon. Okay, we're doing this one. The final one. This could be... Wait, this is not the last one. There's still more. Okay, let's do this one. Unmute the unmute audio. Okay, last one. This one... Okay, this one looks kind of hard. This one has a lot of small numbers. Okay, 2, 2, 4, 4. No, this one is just math. Okay, 2, 2, 4, 4. How do you guys have so much time to be in Twitch streams? Do you guys not sleep? I mean, time zones are a thing. You could... There's a lot of hours in the day when you're not sleeping, you know? You can multitask. Okay, this one's here. This one can't be there. 1, 3, 6. 1, 3, 6. This one is here. Got that one. 1, 4, 2. 1, 4, 2. So it can't be there. It could be here. What else could I do? Well, the 5 has to be on this side, right? 1, 1, 2, 5. So this one is there. The 2 there. This one has to be a 2. This one 2, 2, 1, 5. No, that doesn't help. This one probably helps though. 5, 2, 3. 5 is here. 2 is here. Okay, so it's got to be here. You got to have these. Right? Yeah, this one's there. Got the 2, can't be here. This has to be a 1. This has got to be a 2. So this one can't be here. And then... Oh, there has to be one here, right? Because it could be... The one could... No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be here. It could be here or here. Part of the reason is I need stimulus or else I crash. From... sleep. Are you the one who mentioned you were sick? Or is that someone else? Someone said they've been sleeping from like 4 to 8. Because they've been sick. Alright, 5. That's, okay, that's someone else. Someone else. I already mixed up my chatters. Unbelievable. I just have a horrible sleep schedule. It seems pretty common for people online, a lot of people, to just have really awful sleep schedules. Mine is okay though. My sleep schedule is like sleep from 1 to like 9:30. That's like a whole 8.5 hours of sleep. Well, I usually don't fall asleep exactly at 1. Twitch viewers with good sleep schedules. They're out there. They're real. 2. Okay, this one has to be a 1. Where do I stand in the grizzly gorilla debate? I was not aware that there was a debate. What's the deal? What's happening? Wait, this doesn't... I didn't have to do that. Okay, this one has to be here. No, okay, this does have to be there. Which would win in a fight? A grizzly bear or a gorilla? I don't know. I have no idea. What do you think? What is your reason? I mean, like, grizzly bears are like... I guess they're both like really strong. Like I feel like if you think about a gorilla bear, right? Or a gorilla bear, holy frick, a gorilla bear? Yeah, what do they had a gorilla bear? If you think of a grizzly bear, it's got like sharp teeth, it's got like claws. Gorilla is just like, well, also gorillas can like, you know, they have opposable thumbs. What if you gave the gorilla a gun, right? I don't know. I don't know. It can be anything. Anyone could win. So this one can't be here. 3 is there. This has got to be a 5. Got the 1. Grizzly may win a fight, but a gorilla can win our hearts. Yeah, but like grizzlies are cool. Did I mention this before that you know that I did mention this, but I'll mention it again. You remember that bear mascot Smokey the Bear? Often used in commercials to warn about forest fires. It's actually Smokey Bear, you know? We were all gaslit into thinking that the bear was like Smokey the Bear. It's just Smokey Bear. Yeah, that's messed up. It's fricked up. Gorillas aren't shameless enough to use guns. Better to go down with honor intact than shame it. Well, I don't know. Do you think they understand what they're doing? Smokey the Rock Johnson? Gorillas aren't really aggressive. Are grizzly bears naturally aggressive though? Or is it just because like we're near them? But also versus implies that they have some reason to be fighting. Okay, the 1, 2. 1, 2. This one is here. You got the 2 there. Okay, so the 5. The 5's gotta be here. And so this has to be the 2. The 1 has to be here. There has to be a 2 here. The 3 goes here. Got the 2. And then this one is done. And the 5's got to be here and here. And so that one is there. Got this one. 3 is there. You get the 5. It's over here. Okay, so this has to be the 4. And the 2 has to be here. You get the 3. This one is done. Most animals aren't aggressive to humans, since we kill the ones that are. Yo, that really says a lot. Dangerous animals are instead just easily triggered by normal human behavior. What do you think is the most dangerous animal? You know, if you saw an animal and it's like you weren't provoking it or anything, which animal would be the most likely to attack? Doesn't mean they are less experienced in fighting. I don't know. I don't know. Bees? No, well, bees aren't aggressive, right? Only if you like approach their hive. Yeah, humans. Yeah, humans. Hippos. Yeah, yo, humans. Sorry, not humans. Hippos. Yeah, humans. Okay. I can't talk. I'm trying to say hippos, but I keep saying humans. Hippos are really aggressive. You ever watch those nature documentaries and like, check it out, here's a hippo, and it just like attacks the thing for no reason. They're so violent. Wasp. Oh yeah, wasp. Freaking wasps. Hippos are just aggressive since we keep trespassing in their lakes. No, but don't they attack other animals too? Like any animal that trespasses? They're just attacked. Okay, well this can't be here. The 2, okay, this one has to be here. And then this has to be a 1. This one is also 1. The 2's got to be here. This is a 1. This is another 1. 2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. Yeah, this has to be here. And then this one can't be here. The 2 is here. And you got the 2 there and there. This one's got to be here. See, hippos poop mark their environment and assume we get the message. Don't they live in the lake, though? They're just pooping in the lakes. Okay, the 2's here. The 3's here. This one is done. The 2's gotta be... No, it doesn't have to be here. Wait, it does have to be here. Okay, this is a 1. The 2's gotta be here. The 1 is here. You got the 5. Elephants are a true menace. Aren't elephants, like, generally friendly? Haven't there been many scenarios where elephants have, like, befriended humans? Or do you mean, like, I guess if you make an elephant angry, then it's an issue? Okay, so this is a 2. That's a 2 as well. That's a 1. This is a 2. You got the 1. You got the 1 over here and here. So this is a 4. So this one, it can't be here. It's a 1. So 1 over here. And okay, that's a 3. That's a 3. This is a 1. You have this one. You have these. You got that one. And they're the real kemono friends. I've been to a hippo-infested lake and the stench was unbearable. I don't think I've ever seen a hippo, like, not in a zoo. Well, I mean, okay, it would be really weird if I have seen a hippo not in a zoo, considering where I live. Like a city. But, like... I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that line of thought. Yo, check it out. It's a thing. Okay, well, that's the final puzzle of today. And there have also been plenty of cases where elephants beat people up. Yeah, but we don't hear about those. Okay, well, we only got like 2 more left of this. Wait, there's a 5x5. Hold on, we can do this one. This one is gonna be the last one. Okay, 3's here. The 1 there. 3's here. That one. There. Wow, easy. So easy. Just go to Africa. I've never been there. Right, that's it. That's it. That's all. Let's see what day today is and who to raid. Doggy date night. National Bubblegum Day, National Carrot Cake Day, Golden Retriever Day. We were talking about dogs today. A bunch of days. Oh, there's a lot of days today. Holy frick. National Women's Heart Day. The day the music died? What? Working Naked Day? Trevor? February has fewer days, it's true. Let's do... Which one? Bird? Feed the Birds Day. The last one? Working Naked Day? No. Feed the Birds Day or National Golden Retriever Day. Let's do Feed the Birds Day. Feed the Birds Day raid. Use your favorite bird-related emoji. Now I'll check to see who's available to be raided. Yo, what the heck, Nabunon streaming? Okay, well, you could watch Hamflo play Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. You could watch ChocoJax play Fire Emblem. But I will raid Nabunon. He's setting up his Stream Deck? Or his Steam Deck. Holy frick. I thought he said Stream Deck. His Steam Deck. Okay. No, birds are real. Who's that? What the heck? 24 viewers? Did I get rated today? No, I didn't, right? I didn't get rated. No, did I? Wait, did I? No. Okay, there's just like 24 people that are just here. Alright, well thanks for watching. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm streaming tomorrow. I draw? I'm heading to Hamflo. Well, I'm ending my stream. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, I might draw tomorrow, I don't know. Or I could finish the Minesweeper run that I had from last week. I'll do one of those. Free bus rides, the spoilers? You spoiled tomorrow? This is within your usual number. Yeah, it's up there though. Like usually it's below 25. Or like it's usually around 20. Alright, the raid's gonna go. I'm gonna stop talking. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you for watching.